So I ran out of time in the last clip, and I want to talk just a little bit about the last step in our um, scientific method, which is theory building. Um, theory, we know, is a collection of ideas and observations that describe and explain and predict and lead to new hypotheses. And science involves theory building. What one scientist does builds on the work of another theory that a scientist has already came up with. In one of the last clips, I talked about Darwin's study of facial expressions, and that study was done in 1868, but um, nobody was that interested in it, and nobody done anything with it until the 1960s, when Paul Ekman started out trying to disprove it and ended up with results that backed up Darwin's facial expression study. And now then there's a new study being done on that. It's actually being conducted online. So if you're interested, you might can participate in that. Most research starts with a theory, and then predictions are derived from that theory, and then the research is designed to test those predictions, and then the predictions are either confirmed or they're disconfirmed, and the confidence in the theory is reduced, and then the theory may either be modified or it may be completely rejected as a result. But it's important that you know that um, just because a particular study doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't persevere with that idea. I was listening to a psychology professor talking the other day about research that she had attempted with her class, and out of 5 that she mentioned, 2 of them just bombed, and they didn't do anything else with them. One was revised and attempted again, and one bombed because the sample wasn't large enough, so they teamed up with another university to get a bigger sample size, and one out of those 5 actually brought some results worth publishing. So if you're thinking that you want to be a scientist in science, and particularly in psychology, then there's some really important characteristics that you need to possess. Curiosity. The scientist's goal is the pursuit of knowledge and constantly asking questions. And patience. Definitely, science can be slow and tedious, and many people don't recognize the painstaking work that goes into learning new things. There's a lot of failures that usually precede a success. Objectivity. Ideally, the person's wishes and attitudes should not have any impact on her or his observations, and that's harder than what we might think. And change. New methods and new techniques for investigating different phenomena. So these are some of the important characteristics if you're interested in being a scientist or in doing research. Objectivity, observation that's independent of opinion or bias, and control. You need to eliminate the effect of extraneous variables. And I'm assuming you guys all know that extraneous means things that are not relevant. If you've ever had a discussion with a friend or your boyfriend and girlfriend and thought about halfway through the discussion you say, well, it depends on what you mean by poverty. When designing a study, it's important that you define all of your variables. And the operational definition is the definition of the concepts by the operations used to attain or measure them. So it's important to define how it's measured. So if I say I'm studying cooperation among preschool children, I'd need to say that cooperation is defined by the number of times children share crayons, cookies, toys, whatever. Science must be specific and precise, and the confidence in the result is increased if all the operationalizations produce the same